to eat my lunch where I can watch the Tipple for an hour or so.
Oh no, not that guy again who's talking about aliens and the Tipple. He's gonna give this town a bad name, not to mention depress our real estate market.
People pass it all the time and they think nothing of it, or they think it's just some ugly and useless old thing, maybe not even worth preserving. But very few people know what I know about the Tipple, at least until this video gets out.
I don't think he's dangerous, but I do think there's something wrong with that guy.
Sure, it looks like some abandoned and neglected coal tipple, and it did do a lot of work for the railroad company, but that tipple is not just any tipple.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but he is definitely messed up.
Once people know the truth, and once City Hall stops covering up that truth, I won't be the only one down here keeping an eye on that tipple.
That guy that was talking about the aliens and Tipple? What is that? He's crazy. I threw him out. I threw him out of my store.
I haven't always been like this, but a little over a year ago, something happened to me and it changed me. I had an experience and could we do this later? Would you mind? Could we stop this? So yes, after my experience, I'll be honest with you, I did have some problems.
T-I-P-P-L-E, Tipple. We have to say the Tipple. T-I-P-P-L-E, Tipple. Taking pictures now of the Tipple. T-I-P-P-L-E, Tipple.
What can I say? I didn't do real well having my mind invaded by an alien presence. I guess a lot of people would handle that better, but I didn't do so well with that. So I know the kind of things that people say about me around here, but I don't think I'm totally rejected yet. I think I've got at least one friend left in this town.
I really like Bob, but I think he's got a little illness going. I call it TT, Tipple Tantrum. And I talked to Bob the other day and I said, Bob, have you had your fillings checked lately? Because I think you need to take the metal fillings out of your teeth because you're acting a little strange, Bob. You're spooking some people around here. We love having you come in for bacon and eggs. Maybe we'll start doing home delivery until you straighten yourself out. But let's get through the Tipple tantrums and see if we can help you out long term.
I remember rumors about the Tipple even when I was a teenager. We had a math teacher named Mr. Vanderhinkle who showed us pictures supposedly showing UFOs right near the Tipple, and he had these pictures of alien symbols that were engraved in different parts of the Tipple inside it and places that supposedly, hardly anyone ever sees, and it was all very mysterious and weird, but we took it with a grain of salt at the same time. We didn't exactly believe it.
Oh my word, you know that guy who's always talking about aliens in the Tipple? He is a nutcase.
After my experience, after I got tippled, I started to get a little obsessed about the Tipple, but I did try to go about it in a rational way. I started at the Tri-Cities Historical Museum. I figured these people are scholars and intellectuals and, trained historians, so they'll want to know the truth just as much as I do.
Well, the Tipple was constructed in 1925, and it was part of a series of improvements along along the riverside there for the trains.
Well, I have reason to believe that the Tipple is actually much, much older than 1925. There's evidence that that thing could be thousands of years old, and it's tied with other ancient structures like Stonehenge and the pyramids, and there's even been talk of UFOs down there and experiences. I personally have had an experience down there. I'm trying to get answers to what really is the story of the Tipple.
Well, I can't give you those kinds of answers.
I think you are probably in cahoots with the city.
This is a museum. It's a historical museum, and my degree is in history, so this interview is over right now.
After getting stonewalled at the museum, I remembered my old math teacher, and I looked him up, and he's retired and living near Roswell, New Mexico. And I called him on the phone. He sent me a copy of a book he'd written after he retired. And it is just packed with all sorts of detailed mathematics and evidence of this link between the Tipple and the pyramids and Stonehenge, and the fact that all three of these things are alien artifacts thousands and thousands of years old.
That guy is a complete mental patient.
It's like they form three nodes of some sort of a quantum energy circuit or something, and Mr. Vanderhinkel says that if any one of those nodes were to collapse or be destroyed for any reason, the consequences of breaking that circuit could be catastrophic on a global scale, not just here in Grand Haven where the Tipple sits. He also says that if you take the diameter of Stonehenge and you multiply it by the cubed square of a pyramid's inclination in degrees, and divide the result by the volume of the Tipple's coal chamber in cubic meters, what you get is a number that matches exactly the number of miles between the sun and the earth on the summer solstice.
I wonder if that Bob has a girlfriend or a wife or anything.
Mr. Vanderhinkel also put me in touch with other people who've been tippled, and even though they don't want their identities known, just finding other people who've had the same experience has made it at least a little bit easier for me to talk about my experience. I had just gone down there with my camera one night because I'd heard some rumor about some pagan ritualistic ceremony being performed down there near the base of the Tipple, and it sounded weird and I thought I'd check it out.
I was driving along past the Tipple.
It was late at night.
I was driving past the Tipple.
What is that? What is that noise? What is that?
All of a sudden I was blinded by this incredibly bright light.
The street lights and my car lights started flickering. My car just stopped.
All of a sudden I was blinded by the brightest light I have ever seen.
Then all of a sudden I was just frozen in place by these blinding lights.
My car just died, just stopped working altogether.
The car just died.
I felt like my mind was being invaded by some kind of force.
I couldn't move, but I could feel something invading my mind.
It felt like I was sharing my mind with another consciousness, like we were communicating without speaking.
The whole experience has changed me somehow.
I was seeing all kinds of crazy things and symbols and waking up in other places.
Now it's like the Tipple is calling out to me or something.
It changed me somehow.
At dinner last night, my kids caught me turning mashed potatoes into a Tipple shape.
Now I can recognize other people that have been tippled just by looking at them.
There was a brief moment when I felt like I'd just been given the answer to everything I've ever wondered. And now I can't remember what that was.
Obviously, he's really messed up, but I kind of feel sorry for him.
I mentioned before about City Hall being part of a cover-up. Well, today's the day I think I might actually make some real progress. The Tipple's important. I don't know why you can't get some people to accept the truth, no matter how much evidence you put before them. I started trying to get information from City Hall a couple of years before I even got tippled, and they've just been ignoring me for years, and now finally I've been granted an interview with the city manager. And I think that if I play it really cool, don't let on like I'm trying to get anything from him, just get him talking, I think he might just slip up and reveal something. Well, I've been trying for several years now to get answers from the city, and I've sent this pack of evidence to the city council, to the mayor. I can't get any response from it, and it starts to feel like there's some sort of cover-up or something. I don't know why you people won't just tell us the truth about what's really going on out there.
Now, Bob, I've seen this. You have sent this around, of course. The council's shared it with me, and you told me today you wanted to come in and talk as a historian and an artist. And if you want to get into this kind of, I'm sorry, but it's a little outrageous. I know that you don't think it's outrageous, but
I know that you don't believe me, but I've got people on tape already who've had experiences out there, who've seen things, who've heard things, and
Bob, it's
and
not
I
a
think
matter.
it deserves some sort of investigation or something like that.
You told me you wanted to talk about the historic structure and what our position was on the future of that structure, not this conspiracy theory stuff that we just don't have time for. I don't mean to be disrespectful at all, and I know you believe firmly in this, but it's just not the kind of thing that this city is interested
I don't know
in.
why you guys don't want the truth. Why won't you just look into it?
Bob,
and
I
get the
don't
truth?
need
It
you
doesn't
to
make
just-
sense to me that
I'm
you
sorry.
wouldn't look into this and at least clear
It's
it
not
up.
a matter of truth or belief or lack of understanding of your position. We do understand.
Have you seen the pictures in there?
Yes,
There
Bob,
was a
you've been,
UFO there
you've
in
been
the
harping
50s.
on this for a long time. I'm sorry, Bob, this is enough. I can't take this.
Come on,
You're gonna
this
have to
is
take
ridiculous.
this.
What?
Take that and please, if you've got something serious you'd like to talk about, but I'm gonna have to ask you to head out today because I do have some other things to take care of.
I don't understand why you don't want to know the truth. What?
When you're done, you can just let yourself out. I need to get back to some serious business.
Are you afraid of the truth? Is that the problem?
Have a good day, Bob. Thanks.
Hey, take it easy. Come on. What's wrong with you guys? I'm just trying to tell everyone the truth. Look, I'm not. Get out.
Why don't you go do something important? Bigfoot, I ain't got time.
What's wrong with you people? I thought that would go a lot better. I need a minute alone at the Tipple. I keep hoping it will give me answers. Maybe I'll just call Steve Loftus and see about some bacon and eggs at the D-Light. I can still do this. I can regroup. This doesn't have to be over. I could call Cindy Cashmere at C2C Gallery. Maybe if I did a special Tipple poster or a set of prints, she might want to help the Tipple cause. I don't think Cindy entirely dislikes me.
Bob Walma is one of our artists. He's a very good photographer, but he is a nutcase.
You know, just when you think you've had a bad day, you might need a self-help book and a couple of episodes of Oprah's Masterclass, along comes some good news. So you may say I'm a crackpot, but I'm not the only one. Because it turns out C2C Gallery wants to do their very own juried art competition later this year for Tipple-related works by local artists. And on top of that, some other artists have formed a group called Tipple Aid, and some really well-known local artists like Lee Brown and Julie Sanford and Christy Dries are all working on new pieces right now inspired by the Tipple as an art object and by their desire to preserve it and help my campaign. So even if you don't believe my Tipple theories, although, you know, come on, there's a lot of evidence to still be calling it just a theory, but whatever, I'm all about the inclusivity. So even if you just want it preserved because of its railroad heritage, you can still help me out and help out the Tipple by supporting Tipple Aid artists and events, or by getting more directly involved yourself with some, you know, a group of fellow Tippletarians. Come up with an idea of your own if you can. And oh yeah, you might also be helping to prevent a rip in the fabric of space-time if a little thing like that means anything to you. But I do need help. I'm sure you can at least see that much by now. I know the truth is out there. So I can promise you this, that's where I'll be, out there, finding that truth. Because I'm not going to find it in here. If it was in here, I would have already found it. So I'll be out there finding the truth to bring to you, and then I'll be able to say the truth is in here. So thank you very much for whatever help and support you can provide. But I gotta go now because I'm gonna be out there. The truth is out there. So that's where you'll find me, out there. Thank you.